We're starting a brand new series called Light is Everything. When folks take pictures, they get in a room where the light hits them just right in order to get the best photos. Those with aging eyes sit by windows so that they can read and see clearly because the light makes for the best reading. And when we say, Siri, turn on my torch, I say torch instead of flashlight. At night, when we arrive home in the dark, we can see clearly to open the front door. Light on the table creates fine dining atmosphere with reflections and flickers, and little night lights are perfect for getting up in the dark of the night to not stumble as you walk. So light is everything. Would you agree? Maybe that's why it's talked about so much in the Word. The light of the world is Jesus, and the light of the world is something to behold in everyday living as it enhances our experience with Him and others. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. So this first Devo in this series called Light is Everything is called In the Beginning. Genesis 1 speaks of light a lot. We know the earth was formless and it was dark, it was empty, until God spoke, let there be light. What it says next is that God saw the light was good and separated it from the darkness. He created the first morning and day, calling it light, and the first night, calling it darkness. And that spoken word will be with us until the end of time. There will always be a morning and a night, and neither can exist on top of the other. They're separate. A bit further down in the same chapter, God creates the lights in this dark sky. And why are they there? To mark sacred times, days, and years. They were created to give light to the earth. He made the greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night, the sun, the moon, and the stars above our heads every single night. So let's stop right here and consider what God did in the very beginning of creation. He brought light out of darkness through His Word. What a great foretelling of what His Son would do many years later as He told about the sky and the earth. And I've grown to love observing the sky in all its beauty. Something we miss if our heads are down or we're absorbed in the hard things of life. Looking up to see the sun above us while walking is comforting, isn't it? It's above us from the moment dawn arrives every morning, and it stays there all day without fail. And we can know one of the sureties of life is that light will appear every morning, even though the night is dark. Light is everything. My mom used to call me on nights where there was a full moon, and when I answered and said, Hi, Mom, she'd say, Have you seen the moon tonight? And most of the time I answered no, because once it was dark, I was inside the house. But her calls made me look out at the dark night to observe the different appearances of the moon, from a tiny sliver to a full orb, fascinating and wonderful. And watching the moon rise at night and even linger in the sky in the morning is beautiful and comforting to know that it hangs there in the dark, shining through our windows so much that we have to close our curtains to sleep. Light is everything. One of my favorite things each morning is to get up before sunrise and wait for the light to peek through the blinds so I can open them fully and light up our house. I can't comprehend having a house closed all day, blinds and curtains shut, darkness inside. Illuminating each room is a routine of mine, and I especially love making my bedroom full of light. Somehow the light makes the day appear with hope, promise, and a full day of living ahead, even in the darkest of circumstances. It's a fresh start. Light is everything. Without light, we stumble and fall. Without light, we miss the beauty of the world around us. Without light, we can't see clearly to do anything of value. And without light, plants die because they yearn for the sun. I find it fascinating and wonderful to read the story of the first day of light appearing in the darkness and God setting in order morning and night and giving all of life its course from then until now. And it should bring great comfort to know that in creation we are given the hope of the world, and that is light. Jesus was in God's plan from the beginning to bring light to darkness and call it good. Jesus was the plan for the chaotic world without form, to bring light to set things in order and bring peace to the world. There's nothing we can do to stop the sun from shining. I love going on a walk and catching a glimpse of it when it rises above the horizon, speaking volumes about a new day. And within a few hours, it's straight overhead, promising to be there while we drive, so bright that we have to use our visor, or we catch its orange hue as it slips down for the night. We cannot dispel the light that God has given us. Light is everything. There's nothing we can do to stop the moon from rising either, even if clouds obscure it for a bit or rain falls and we don't see it for a while. It's always there when the clouds move. Clouds roll, they cover, they form, but the sun and the moon are never moved by the clouds. It's the clouds that move. Light is everything, and we know this because it was first in God's formation of the world in the beginning, and it was in his heart to give light in the darkness, to create something brilliant from something with no form, and it will be on this earth as our daily promise from the light of the world.